At 21 years old, this is how I eat for under $50 a week in 2026. I'm breaking down the exact foods I buy, the cheap, high-protein meals I rely on, and the habits that help me keep my grocery bill insanely low without starving myself. And at the end, I'll share the real effects that saving money on food has had on my finances and overall life, and why you should consider following my path to save more money. Leave a comment below on how much your average grocery bill is a week. But before we get into my actual list of items, I want to talk about what I actually avoid. There's about 3 key things I need to talk about, and the first one is just overspending on normal groceries. There are a bunch of groceries in the grocery store that are just as expensive as eating out or like buying luxury items. Some frozen pizzas are up to $8 to $9 to $10, and for most people, they can knock those down in one meal. If you can make it into 2, that's great, but oftentimes it goes down in 1, and so if you're paying that much at a grocery store for a frozen pizza, it makes no sense to just not go buy one at a normal store and get a better flavor, right? That being said, the other 2 things I do avoid is eating out at restaurants consistently. This is getting constant fast food, eating out a lot, whatever it might look like. As we'll get to a little bit later, you can eat at home for so much more cheaper. It's insane. And so eating out consistently is a great way to keep your grocery bill super high and spending a bunch of money. But on top of that, if you want to spend even more, DoorDashing. DoorDashing is the bane of our generation, I feel like. Everybody just needs to DoorDash. Man, if you are 20 years old to 30 years old to even 40 years old, if you can't get out of your house to go get your own food, that's a problem. Now, from time to time, like once every 6 months to a year, is it okay to DoorDash something? Sure, but you have to realize what DoorDash is. DoorDash is not a means to get food. It's a form of entertainment almost. It's a luxury, right? DoorDash should not be a consistent, constant habit because you are going to blow so much money. It's absolutely insane. But all that being said, it's pretty clear that my actual advice is to go to the grocery store, get your own food, and cook it at home. What are the actual list of items I eat to be able to eat under $50 a week, and how can you copy me? My first item that's an absolute key to success and is an absolute no-brainer is getting rotisserie chickens from either Sam's Club or Costco. Both of those places you're able to get a rotisserie chicken for $5, which is absolutely insane. For me, I'm a high protein guy and I smack down a lot of chicken, so it only gives me 2 servings, which is about $2.50 per serving. But for some other people, you might even be able to get 4 servings out of it, maybe 3, right? But the rotisserie chicken is just such a great way to go. You're going to be able to get probably about $2 for a great meat source compared to any other meat source you're going to get. Even buying raw chicken and cooking it yourself is going to be pretty close to that rotisserie chicken marker. Now, of course, you need a membership to get into those places, so if you want to get a rotisserie chicken, I think you can get it for like $6 at Target, I think $6 at Walmart as well, and usually they're a little bit smaller of a rotisserie chicken for just a little bit more of a price, which is never that great, but if you don't have a Costco or Sam's Club near you, that's another alternative that you can go with. Another item that I buy frequently is beans, and to combine that is rice. The great things about beans and rice is that I can microwave it. I do get microwavable rice, which is a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it in my book. And again, as a college student, I can pull some rotisserie chicken off, either throw it in with black beans and taco seasoning with rice, or I can throw it on a plate with barbecue sauce and Bush's baked beans, and that's a great barbecue meal there too. Again, all these ways are not the most tasty things in the world, but they go a long way and it saves me a bunch of money, like we'll get to a little bit later. It's very, very helpful. Another item I eat a lot is eggs, man. I cannot tell you, eggs are so underrated. I actually can get 18 eggs for $1.50, which is absolutely insane. And I eat a lot of eggs at once because, again, I'm high protein. I love it. I eat about 6 eggs in a serving, maybe 5 to 4 sometimes, but mainly 6. But even then, that is 50 cents for 6 eggs. That is an incredible deal, and it's really easy to cook up, and it's healthy for me. I think eggs are high in cholesterol, but I'm 21, man. If my cholesterol levels are cooked already, and I'm probably cooked in general. But as long as you can eat that much cholesterol, there's nothing wrong with some eggs. That's all I gotta say. My next item I buy a lot is barbecue sauce. You can put barbecue sauce on anything, and it makes it taste so much better. This is really just sauce in general, though. If you like buffalo, barbecue, whatever, you can get a good bottle for like $5, and it'll make your food taste so much better. It's absolutely insane. Another really cheap item that makes a great snack is a potato. You can actually microwave potatoes. I didn't know that for a while, but just poke some holes in it, microwave it for 5 minutes, put either some butter, or what I like to put in is peanut butter, again, for a little bit more protein, and it still gives me that salty, taste to it. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, really, really cheap there. Peanut butter, again, is another item I just talked about. You can put it on a lot of stuff, or you can just eat it by itself. It's absolutely amazing. To pair that, I get bread sometimes, peanut butter sandwiches. Every once in a while, I'll get jelly too. But jelly's so cheap, and peanut butter's cheap too, and bread's cheap too, to be honest, and you rarely have to replace them. So I don't really add that into this list because I don't buy it that frequently, but jelly's another thing that's not too bad either. And then when it comes to microwavable stuff, I get microwavable burgers, I get microwavable chicken burgers, and I get microwavable tacos. Microwavable, is that the right way to say that? I don't know, but I just said it so much it sounds weird now. I digress. These items are a little bit more expensive, kind of like what I talked about with the frozen pizzas earlier. They do go for a little bit more, but they're still relatively cheap, especially when you get them in bulk, and they're really not that bad of a deal, and it makes it a good switch up outside of that rotisserie chicken, right? Again, I can do a lot of microwave meals with this, but I can also pan cook it, and it's overall just, they're really great options. They're really cheap, and it helps me keep my budget under $50, which is absolutely insane for a week of food. So if you want to take my list of items I just gave you and, make your grocery list out of it and give it a run, sure, go ahead. Like if you like sour cream with your tacos, maybe you get some sour cream from time to time. If you like pickles on your burgers, maybe you get some pickles from time to time, but that's mainly what my list is. I obviously buy a few extra items from time to time, but that's my main hardcore list. That being said, I am pretty good about my grocery spending. However, what are pitfalls I still stumble into that you might be stumbling into as well? The first one is impulse buying food, which is terrible, but man, I'll get done with working or going to school or whatever it might be for the day. I'm just like, man, I could really go for a McDonald's burger right now, and I'm sure you've been in that situation too. I fall into it sometimes, but most of the time I'm able to stay disciplined and be like, nope, gotta stay to the plan because I've got a food at home that might cost me $2 a meal compared to going and spending $10 a meal at McDonald's, if even. It gets up to 15 sometimes, which is absolutely insane. Another thing is rewarding myself. Kind of the same idea, but long day, long week. I deserve some ice cream, when in reality, that's just not a good way to be spending my money, and I have to stay stubborn. I have to stay stuck on the path that I want to go, and most of the time I'm able to do that, but sometimes I do fall into that pit as well. I think food is great, and I think that you need to fuel yourself, and I think this is the best way to do it. Keep it as cheap as possible, which is also usually as healthy as possible as well. But that being said, what do I splurge on? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't eat rotisserie chicken for every meal. I don't do that at all. There's times where I switch it up, right? So what do I splurge on? The first thing is ice cream. I'm willing to spend a good $5 a pint on ice cream. It's unhealthy and it's a little bit more expensive than some other items, but man, it's good. And I love it. I get Cedar Crest, Pirates Bounty, some caramel M&M cookie ice cream. It's so good, dude. And I'm willing to splurge on it, right? Because if all I eat is plain rotisserie chicken every single day, I'm gonna get bored. If I just eat plain unseasoned ground beef every single day, I'm gonna get bored, right? And so combined with the barbecue, buffalo sauce, and some good seasonings from time to time, I combine that with a little bit of ice cream here or there. It keeps me straight on my budget and helps me save good money, so I don't snuff my nose up to that at all. Another thing I splurge on is date nights, and kind of like what I talked about DoorDash, right? I consider going on a date with my girlfriend out to eat as more of a entertainment and experience rather than a way to fill my stomach, right? Because it's obviously way more expensive. It's gonna blow me $40 to $50 to go out to eat with my girlfriend compared to the $5 or under that would cost me to eat at home. It's obviously an entertainment expense, and I'm okay spending that money from time to time. Do I do that all the time? No, but we're coming up on our 6-month anniversary here. I'm gonna take her out to Olive Garden. We're gonna get some nice Italian with some good breadsticks, and it's gonna taste amazing, and we're gonna celebrate that milestone together. Again, is it expensive? Sure, but it's a time-to-time thing, and it's something that I've budgeted for, and it's something that I'm willing to do. And I'm gonna do it. I hate spending money, but I'm gonna do it conscious-free of worrying about it because I know I can spend the money, and it's something I'm willing to do. So it's really that simple. Again, like I stated earlier, this is so much better for your finances than you realize, and not only that, but it's really healthy too. I get a lot of protein in, and I'm eating so much better now that I'm cooking on my own more. I really identified this maybe a few months ago when I was just like, holy cow, I'm spending so much money a month, and like I wasn't working at the time, so it was really catching up to me. And then I was like, oh, why don't I start cooking from home more? And then I found out all these ways to do this, and it's made my life a difference. But what is the large scope of this? Why does this matter, and why should you follow my path? It's really simple, right? Let's say you consistently eat out and your average meal cost is about $10. Because sometimes when you eat out, you're going to have to pay $16 to $20, and then of course you're still going to eat at home from time to time, right? But let's just say your average meal cost is $10. That's just a rough estimate for somebody who's probably not very conscious about their spending. Maybe they DoorDash a lot too. Let's just say $10 per meal would be, let's say, just lunch and dinner only. That would be $140 a week. Now, let's say, for instance, you eat at home a lot, and let's say on a really high end, which for me, it's probably lower than this, but let's just call it $5 a meal, which sounds crazy that you can get meals for $5, but like I said earlier, I eat 6 eggs for 50 cents. So this is a very high estimate, but we'll just list at $5 lunch and dinner. That's $70 a week. So you spend $140 if you eat out a lot, you spend $70 if you eat at home a lot, and basically what that's going to lead to is about a $3,000 to $4,000 extra a year. Look, I don't know about you, but I would love an extra $3,000 to $4,000 back in my life. Of course, it comes at the expense of giving up fast food, giving up DoorDash, giving up some easy commodities, but when we're talking about $3,000 to $4,000, especially at a young age, that is incredibly powerful. I'm looking at probably getting an engagement ring soon, and that would literally cover the cost of it just if I switch up my eating habits. That's absolutely insane. So if you ask me why you should switch to a more grocery store, making your own food budget, that is exactly why. Whether you want to go on vacation, whether you want to pay for your college or get out of debt faster, whatever it might look like for you, eating at home and eating cheaper is going to be a great tool to be able to do that for yourself. And I think you should heavily consider that. If you enjoyed this video, check out another one of mine on your screen right now. I think you're going to love it. Peace out.